Twilight is a love story where Edward and Bella fight to be together forever, despite the risks they face. Edward and Bella's love story creates dangers, but they are determined to live an eternity together. The Twilight book series was created by Stephanie Meyer. She created her version of vampires and werewolves. The Cullens filled Forks, Washington, with mystery as Bella Swan returns to Forks to live with her dad. She finds a new love for the estranged town. Cullens' personalities create a strange dynamic for everyone around them. The epitome of love and compassion surfaces as Edward and Bella's love grow to become always and forever. Jacob Black, played by Taylor Lautner, is part of the Quileute tribe and a direct descendant of werewolves. He didn't want to become a werewolf, but he didn't have a choice. In New Moon, he transforms into a werewolf, like he was destined to be. He is a friend of Bella Swan, played by Kristen Stewart, and he will choose to protect her from any harm which comes her way. Jacob Black, a werewolf, is determined to protect Bella from the Cullens and will do anything to keep her away from Edward Cullen, played by Robert Pattinson. He loved Bella, and he swore to protect her from herself and others. At the end of Breaking Dawn Part 1, the purpose of his imprinting on Renesmee is to protect her from getting killed by his pack. Bella is one of the most misunderstood young adult heroines of all time. Her arc began with an uncomfortable change in her life with the move to Forks, followed by a magical change in her life. Bella was extremely mature for her age and ready to sacrifice her own happiness for her mother's joy. Even when she faced Edward's reality, she did so calmly and surely. Painting Bella as just a lovesick teen would be unfair. She had many layers, and being in love with a vampire and werewolf was just one of them. She was a compelling protagonist living out the pure fantasy of many teens, and her determination and strong will are traits that many would appreciate. Becoming a vampire only enhanced Bella's best qualities. Emmett Cullen, played by Kellen Lutz, is a vampire filled with strength, stronger than any vampire. An enhancement from his previous life. Emmett was saved by Rosalie Hale, played by Nikki Reed, from an attack by a grizzly bear. He is filled with humor and gives Rosalie the love they both needed. He is a strong and humorous vampire who is willing to fight and protect his family, and he values his strength as an asset. He has the tendency to fight and the willingness to protect his family. He is competitive and wants to show everyone how strong he is. Due to his strength, he believes he is indestructible, which is not true. Rosalie helps him discover there is more to life than strength. His family knows he is strong, and he is a valuable asset to protect everyone. In Twilight, it seemed like there was nothing to Jasper, played by Jackson Rathbone, except a severely tortured look on his face, but as time progressed, he became a fan-favorite member of the Cullens. Jasper's brutal upbringing as a Confederate soldier combined with his haunted beginning as a vampire allowed fans to sympathize with him and understand why he acted the way he did. In terms of fighting ability, Jasper was as good as they come. His knowledge of newborns and skills allowed him to train up the Cullens, and without him, they would have been unable to compete with Victoria and her vicious newborn army. There was no one more deserving of a happy ending than Jasper. Charlie Swan was easily one of the best movie dads ever, with how supportive he was of his daughter without being suffocating. His love for Bella easily makes him one of the best Twilight characters. Charlie tried his best to make Bella settle in at Forks despite her obvious dislike for the town, even if it took him out of his comfort zone. Not once did he lose his patience, even though Bella could be difficult, especially when she deliberately broke his heart, so she could get out of Forks to escape James. The real evidence of his great parenting was how he managed to stay calm and composed when Jacob introduced Charlie to the supernatural world. He accepted the newly vampiric Bella, as well as Bella's growing daughter, with grace, staying steadfast by his daughter's side all along. He was a fantastic parental figure to have in the series.
Thank you for watching my killer video this far. I hope you have been enjoying what you have been watching so far. For more of my videos, remember to click that subscribe button to be notified of my videos. Let's get on with the other half of this video.
Carlisle Cullen, played by Peter Facinelli, is a vampire and a doctor. In the 1640s, he discovered a group of vampires living in the sewers, and they attacked him, and he was turned. Since all gifts of their human abilities are heightened, his human ability to have compassion for others is heightened. He soon began working with the Volturi, and he used his gift of compassion to help them. He has sworn to protect his family from any harm. His compassion for others creates protection not only for himself but for his family as well. He has the restraint and compassion to change vampires. He chose the vegetarian lifestyle to protect himself and his family from the dangers of consuming human blood. Rosalie's story conveyed the tragedies women have to face all their lives, even in their undead existence. On the surface, she was beautiful and vain, but beneath the exterior lay suffering and grief in immense amounts. In her human life, Rosalie had been assaulted and left for the dead by her fiancé and his friends, only to be found on the verge of death by Carlisle. She was the only one who understood the downsides of being a vampire and made her opinions clear about it. While becoming supernatural afforded her revenge against her perpetrators, Rosalie could not have children because of it. Rosalie sometimes still resented Carlisle's decision to save her life, even if she understood Carlisle only did it because he thought he was doing the right thing. Edward Cullen is a vampire in love with Bella. During his human life, he had the gift of reading people's emotions. He was created by Carlisle while he was dying from Spanish influenza. His gift as a human was enhanced, and he can read minds. When he meets Bella, he is mesmerized by her, and he is unable to read her mind. He will do anything for Bella, he would die for Bella. He is filled with anger when he finds out Bella is pregnant, but he soon realizes this is a gift. He defends his family from the harm of the repercussions of Renesmee being mistaken for an immortal child. He is motivated to care for his family in any way that is possible. Esme Cullen, played by Elizabeth Reeser, is a vampire created by Carlisle. She fell in love with Carlisle as a teenager. She chose to live out her life as a human, but everything she loved was taken away from her. She attempted to take her own life after the death of her child, and Carlisle saved her and turned her into a vampire. She wants to give all of her love to her family. She is nurturing, and she creates a warm and welcoming home for everyone who visits. She is the adoptive mother of Alice, Edward, Emmett, Rosalie, and Jasper. Esme has no particular gift, but she would protect her family. She is the glue that holds the Cullens together. She sees everything with reason. Alice Cullen, played by Ashley Greene, is a vampire with unique abilities. She had a troubled life and remembers nothing before she was changed. She was taken by her family and forced into an asylum for her human gifts of premonition. Once she is turned into a vampire, her gifts of premonition are enhanced like most vampires. She cares for Bella like a sister, and she is close to Edward. She uses her abilities to see the future of what will withhold for the Cullens, and she is optimistic about each outcome. Her quirky and bubbly personality diffuses tensions and creates an odd atmosphere the Cullens need in their lives.